Hello, everybody. My name is Abidu, and basically, I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap of Usman, the realist Usman, episode 50. But before I get to that, I wanna just talk about just um, Eterol, the show that got me to Usman, on Netflix, which is the realist Eterol, the resurrection of Eterol. It's basically it's one of the most powerful, powerful productions I've ever watched. It's amazing. It's stereotypical, shattering show. It's one of those shows that can change perception of generations. Like I'm telling y'all, it's that powerful of a show. And basically, I've introduced you to my father, who's a sheikh, who's a imam. Now I'm African American. I'm actually African from Sierra Leone, and my father is it's religion. Our religion, Islam, is that's all him. That's all he thinks about. He eats, sleep, Islam. But long story short, he don't watch nothing else but BBC News. But I introduced the show to him, and on Netflix, I give him my account code, and literally him and his current wife, that's all they watch now. They watch Netflix all the time. They watch Usman. They watch, the release Eterol. I think he's still on season 3, but literally for the last month, he's been watching it every day. He doesn't watch anything else. So it gives me great pleasure to know I introduced something like that to my father. He loves it, he appreciates it, and he sees the same thing I see. He said this is the type of show that can shatter people's stereotypes that Hollywood has imprinted on most of our minds about the Islamic culture, Islamic beliefs, especially the old Islamic things that people we don't know about, like our ancestors. What were their lifestyles like? And it's a beautiful show, after all, that is. And one of the best thing I like about it, you can literally show it to any generation because it has no nudity, there's no sex. That's one of the things that affect me from watching a lot of these shows now about Islam. There's too much nudity involved. So, but with Eterol, you don't have none of that problem. Any generation can watch it. I plan on introducing it to my kids when I do have kids. I plan on showing all my little nieces and nephews watching it. They need to watch it. It's like it will shatter a lot of stereotypes that we grow up thinking about our ancestors. Our religion is beautiful. We came from beautiful people. So it was beautiful just to see just the way they get married, just the dancing, the music. I love everything. I love everything about the culture. And quite frankly, it made me a fan of Turkey. As an African, that's it's on my bucket list. I have to go to Turkey. I have to visit Turkey. I have to go to Istanbul. I have to know more. I have to go to Sogut. Like, there's the places I want to visit. I have to know more about this Ottoman Empire that I've learned so much about the last 2 months. I have to go permanently lay my eyes on all these great warriors, these titans of Islam, these massive titans of Islam, those who literally put everything in their life to advance Islam. And my gratefulness to those kind of people, it's just beyond everything else. Just the Turkish culture I'm in love with. I love everything about it. And now back to Usman. After finishing Eterol for the full 5 seasons, I watched every episode. Now I'm on Usman. Basically, I love the show just as much. I feel like it's not as good as Eterol, especially season 1 of Eterol is just absolutely special. He makes you get hooked to the show. I'm not really as hooked yet on Usman, this first 2 seasons, but I feel like this last 3 episodes to me, I've kind of like I've kind of increased my love for the show. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe because of the pandemic, because you can tell they stopped for a while. They will stop from like after episode 47, they didn't really have another episode for a while. So I feel like they just continue shooting again, and they started to make it a little bit more better because I think they realize now just how massive the show has become. The show is massive. If African dudes like me who literally focus on all these sports, if you guys watch my previous videos, all I talk about sports. Now, all I do is watch Turkish show. That's all I do. I watch Turkish shows all day long now. And it's amazing. Even my girl can't stand it. But because most of them are not in English, I have to watch English subtitles and captions. But I don't mind. I'm a sucker for this kind of shows. But anyways, back to Usman. I'm a major fan of this show. Basically, the same thing I like about Eterol, the dancing, the culture, the roots, the beliefs. I love everything about that. But with Usman, to me, it's less more fighting, and the scenes are not as compelling. With Eterol, every scene you feel like it's revenant. It leaves you at the edge of your seat every episode. at the edge of your seat. With this one, it's maybe like 1 or 2 scenes where you're really on your edge. So I feel like I'm hoping that picks up more. But episode 50, my reaction to episode 50 is what's her name, Malhoun Hatun. She's gonna ruin everything. Her and her father Omar Bey, they're gonna ruin everything. To me, they remind me basically another Alicia Bey brother, Alicia Bey and Aslahan. Now, Alicia Bey was a fan of Etorol. However, Aslahan, at one point, her lack of trust in Etorol directly led to her death at the hands of Emir Sedatin. Emir Sedatin, being as conniving and snaking as he is, she thought by going to him crying for help, since she proposed for her previously that she refused, that he would look beyond all that and basically give her the assistance she needs. But instead, what ended up happening is he chained her up. He basically held her hostage and killed her in the end when Etorol didn't give him what he wanted. Basically, her lack of trust in Etorol, after Etorol told him, do not go to him, stay home, I will make sure I find my way through this. Her lack of trust in him led to her death. And it's the same situation I'm seeing right now with Omar Bey and his daughter, Malhoun Hatun. Both of them lack of trust in Usman is creating more drama, more trouble for Usman. Like, this guy invites you guys to his land so you guys can come stay where there's abundance of food and water and for your tribe to thrive. And instead of you showing appreciation by sticking by him through hard times, they're basically trying to go out on their own. But by doing that, they're creating more problems. As episode 50, as we just saw in episode 50, right after Usman conquered, went and captured one of the Crusaders, one of Rome's top freaking leaders of the castle. Basically, this dude he wasn't as powerful as Nicola of Anego. He wasn't as powerful as Nicola. However, to me, he's probably like Nicola wouldn't be as strong without him, because of all the other heads of the castles. His castle, he's probably the top leader that can actually bring them all together. And that was Usman's thinking. Usman thinking, if I could capture this guy, I can make him my friend, and in the end, it's going to hurt Nicola, because why? It's going to keep Nicola from getting all these castles leaders to join together, so that way they can invade Usman and they can fight Usman and the Ottomans. But because Usman quick thinking was like, you know what, I'm gonna go capture him now, trying to make him my friend, because I know the whole point of him being my enemy is not really because he doesn't like me, because he doesn't even know me. He's basically my enemy because Nicola have them so scared. Nicola's instilled so much fear in them for me that now they're afraid that I'm gonna come after them without any warning. But which is not the case. So Usman's telling him, listen, I just want to capture you. Nobody can protect you from me. If I want you, I'm going to come get you. I want to capture you, but I'm not here to kill you. I'm going to invite you to my tent. I'm going to have a meal with you. I want to sit here and talk to you and let you know me and you together will be stronger than you and anybody else that you're thinking about being teammate with. So it was a powerful scene to me. It's one of the more powerful scenes in the entire episode to me, in the entire show so far. It's a very powerful scene. I wish they could have made it more powerful with more music, like Etorol, but suspenseful music. But I love the whole scene. But long story short, that was a great thinking. But that thinking just got trampled, got crushed, because why? Omar Bey decided to send his daughter to the castle of Anego so he can talk to Nicola. As if they're talking to Nicola. The guy want to kill Usman. His whole second chance after he went and saw the empire, and the emperor, was the fact that the only reason why they gave him a second chance, and the lamb came back, was the fact that he promised him, I'm gonna bring Usman's head on your table. I'm gonna bring Usman's head to you. So you think this guy somehow is gonna be willing to talk to you and just hand over a tour guide for nothing? So that was just her foolish naiveness that got her to that fucking situation. And her dad, Omar Bey, I expect him to be smarter, but I guess as brave as a warrior is, he's just as stupid, because I don't know why he would think that's the right way to go about it. Again, the lack of trust in Usman is creating more problems for Usman, because just when Usman just made the biggest move probably of the season so far, season 2, which is to capture the leader of one of the castles, they just trample his plan, because now he has to probably give that the leader back so he can free Omar's baby daughter, Mahmoud Hatun. This is not going to sit well with Usman. I know episode 51 is going to start off Usman really grilling Omar Bey about it. Like, why? I just went to your tent and I told you nobody act without my consent. And you went and did this directly without my consent. So this could create a major problem between Usman and Omar Bey. And I won't blame Usman if he free her and tell him, her and the father to leave his land. Because at this point, you guys are literally my enemy. You're becoming my enemy. You're like, I'm spending more time dealing with you fuckers than dealing with the actual enemy. So you're just like the enemy. You're acting like the enemy. So leave. So it hasn't got to that point yet, but I can see it becoming to that point at 51. So basically, the recap of my quick recap of this episode, Mahmoud Hatun keep fucking shit up with the childish anger. It's the same anger that Aslan Hatun had that got her killed, that made her lose her trust in Eterol, which eventually led her to trust Amir Sadatin, the wrong move, and she died because of it. So it's the same thing. I'm hoping her lack of trust in Usman don't eventually lead to the to more destruction of Usman. So because Usman he's already lost a lot of his apps already. Enough of this nonsense, woman. She needs to chill. She needs to relax and realize that every move Usman makes is calculated. It's calculated. He doesn't make moves without calculating them. Some of them backfire not because he makes bad plans, because trenchery. It's like there's always some kind of trenchery going on. Don Bey is a monster. It's literally one of the biggest traders I've ever seen. But to me, I can see Dunbar Bey staying probably throughout the season, maybe another season, because to me he has a lot more evil he needs to do. Because if they can make him as antagonizing, antagonizing, I'm losing my word right now. If they can make him as just as annoying, as irritating as Amir Sadatin was in Eterol, I think that would bring out the best in Dunbar. They need to make him stay maybe another season, and just to annoy us more. Because the more treachery he does, the more I hate the dude. But it helps to show. That's what I'm talking about, building suspense. Every scene is powerful. So I hope he stays a little bit more. But Mahmoud Hatun needs to chill. She needs to relax and really trust Usman, or it's going to make both of them, their lives a lot more harder. But my recap on the show, that's it. I can't wait for episode 51. It's hard to find the ones in English, but I always do. And Kaya Family, shout out to you guys, KayaFamily.com. You guys, I'm not telling you guys, I don't own nothing about Kaya Family, but I'm telling you guys, they're the best source to watch Turkish shows with English captions. And I'm a fan of their website. I'll be in there